Good morning, everybody, and to everybody. A good morning. Do me a solid, if you don't mind. Please do me a solid. Invite somebody, share. Tell them coffee time is on. Terrence Pickett, your boy, holla at me. Get at me now, Doc. Get at me now. We're talking about unseen help this morning. Get at me now. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I kind of want to go over our announcements this morning. Of course, first thing, don't forget, we have the 5th annual Beauty and the Beat Women's Empowerment Brunch Transform Her July the 30th from 12 to 4 p.m. with our very own Miss Raquel Hill. Featured guest Leandria Johnson, Don Lopez. That is an event that you definitely do not you don't want to miss that event. I promise you it's gonna bless you, ladies. You also have Marcia Nurse, Tamara Sori, Katie McKnight, Camilla Nesbitt. They're going to be special guests as well. You can get your tickets at beautyandthebeat2022.eventbrite.com. We're going to be giving away 2 VIP tickets. Oh, yeah. We're going to be giving them away. Don't forget, tonight at Evangel Tempo, Micah Holloway is going to be doing his first live recording. Those recordings are a lot of work. I know I've done my share. Been a part of several, many recording teams, and as a result of that, we want to give him support. The doors open at 6 p.m. It's at Evangel Temple, and Evangel Temple is off of Highway 10. If you're going north, it's going to be on your right. If you are going west, it's going to be on your left. That's Evangel Temple, and that's tonight at 6 p.m. Your face need to be in the place and support what Holloway is doing, all right? Here's we're going to dive right into our topic this morning. We're talking about assets and liabilities. We kind of opened that up yesterday. This morning, we're talking about unseen help. But I can't go any further until I say good morning to the people that are on. Micah Holloway is on, as a matter of fact. Let me see if I can bring Mike on. You stay right there, Mike. Jared Brown, good morning. DeJuan McIntyre, good morning to you. Holloway, I'm going to see if I can bring you on. Give me 1 minute. Well, that wouldn't be the way to do it. If I was thinking Holloway, I would have brought you on. If I was thinking holiday, I'd have brought you on and let you do some of this with me this morning. I do bring you holy greetings from the Crazy Beans Coffee Church. But don't forget, that's tonight, Micah Holloway's live recording. We want to be there and definitely give love and support. My face will be in the place on tonight. All right. um, so we started out talking about yesterday we were talking about assets and liabilities. Today we're going to be talking about assets and liabilities, but today we're talking about unseen help. We're talking about unseen help. You know, you have help that you do not see. When God gives vision, vision is eyesight for the future. When he gives vision, believe it or not, the vision would never look like you think it should. I don't know, Holloway. I think I want you to come on. I want to bring Mike on, y'all. I want to. When God gives you vision, vision is eyesight for the future. Latrice Roberts, so good to see you this morning. Thank you for joining us. Yesterday, my cousin Abigail Dixon Zanders was on. I didn't see it until we were off. It's her mom that I posted. My aunt, who's 91 years old, celebrated her birthday 2 years ago. Thank you for the love that you all gave her. I'm going to be going to see her next week, and I'm going to show her every post, every happy birthday, everything. Teresa Bryant, good morning to you. So thank you all. Thank you all. You know what? Thank y'all for loving on me. Thank you. Thank you for your support over the years. One of the opportunities that this coffee time has done, it's given me an opportunity to really chart my life, and there's record. And I'm telling you, everything that I said I wanted to do, everything that I've launched, everything that I put my hands to, you've been there to support, and your support is second to none. And I really appreciate all of you for that. I really do. This stuff that I grab, sometimes I think I'm crazy. I do. But I've got a lot in my heart that I want to do in this life. And before you know it, you blink your eye, you're old. Blink your eye again, you're dead. So I really appreciate you all for your support over the years. Thank you for your support now. Thank you for every love gift, every seed sown. Thank you for every compliment. Thank you for the hate mail. Thank you for the love mail. Listen, viewers, you are the real MVP. I got to give it up to you. Yes, you are. You're the real MVP, and I am grateful from my heart through every season, through every high, through every low, through every tear, through every success, through every joy, every pain. You have been consistent, and for that, again, I can't thank you enough. We've got Dr. Nate Itaguin. Dr. Guin is on this morning, and nothing against honorary doctorates. Nothing against, because it shows, especially if you've done it right, you know, unless you got it from St. Thomas. Why do I do that? You got to grow up, Pickett. Okay? But she's a real doctor. She did the work. She has a PhD. And we're honored to have Dr. Guin on. She don't talk to me no more, Dr. Guin, but she has a podcast. She has a show that she does on YouTube. Very educated and brilliant and creative woman. Her birthday is July 3rd. That's one of the things that we have in common. And she's just a great heart to our world and to our community. If you're not following her, you should. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, especially since she dropped in on us, could you just give it up for Dr. Nita Ewing? Thank you. Thank you so much. So, I do have another announcement that I'm going to drop on you. Don't forget, July 17th is the launch. That's right. It's the launch. Encounter Church. One encounter changes everything. Love without religion. We've been working on that for a few years. We didn't just pop up and try this. We've been working on it for literally 3 years. We've been working on this, and the time is now. So we look forward to seeing all of you Sunday, July the 17th at 1 p.m. 600 King Street, Jacksonville, Florida, 32204. My other buddy is on this morning, Shakaya Whitaker. Good to see you, lady, and so good. And I'm happy for you and yours, Shakaya. You either got married or got engaged, one of them, whatever it was. Pickett is happy. Shakaya been rocking with me for a long time. Nicole Shree Young, good morning to you. Andrea Mitchell, good morning to you. DeJuan McIntyre, good morning to you. Anybody that I miss, if I did not call your name, is not because I overlooked you. I can't see you. The way this thing works is it doesn't show me who's on. It just shows me how many. We have about 48 people on right now. Invite your friends. Share this. Share it. Invite somebody and share it. Share it on your page. So God gives you vision. And the vision that he gives you, it never looks like what it's going to be. God started talking to Abraham. He told Abraham, I'm going to make you the father of many nations. The problem was, or the challenge here, is that you're going to make a man who's impotent. Abraham couldn't get up. It's called for time. This is why I love it. See, you can't do this on radio. He couldn't get it up. He was strong in his faith, but he was weak in his loins. And just in case we have anybody out there experiencing erectile dysfunction, if you're impotent, we serve a God that can raise you up. Oh, yes. Listen, if he can turn water into wine, if he can bring water out of a rock, if God can raise Lazarus from the dead, surely he can make your men march again. Oh, yes. We got to believe God for everything. And I know it's not a funny situation if it's happening to you. If you haven't been strong in a while, we serve a God that can make you strong again. But when God told Abraham he was going to make him the father of many nations, the reality is Abraham's men weren't marching. How many of you know someone, man, just not marching? You know, when he told Sarah, he made a promise to both of them. Sarah was, not only was she old and past childbearing stage, she was also barren. She couldn't have kids. Womb was closed. She couldn't have kids. Because most time when the promise comes or the vision comes, the circumstance do not reflect what he says. It looks like a contradiction. So he's going to be the father of faith, and he can't It won't rise for them. How is that going to happen? Um, when Lazarus died, they actually sent for Jesus when he was sick. They called him Marvin Reed. Good to see you, my brother. They called him. They were trying to get Jesus there before Lazarus died. Lazarus died. He was sick. Jesus waited an extra 4 days. There's some Jewish tradition behind that. But what I'm trying to get you to see is your vision and the thing that you're supposed to do in life goes against your ability. But we serve a God who takes the impossible out and makes things possible. You gotta understand and you gotta know that your life is on a clock. And I don't care what anybody tell you, that clock is ticking. That clock is ticking. Not only is it ticking, it's moving. And the reason time is so important is that it's the tool or the instrument of time that marks days. You don't have as long as you think you have. You know, I read something one time. I wish I would have wrote it down, but it says procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God is going to give you tomorrow and you've done nothing today. Something like that. You know, I don't add my own piece to it. But it's the arrogant assumption that tomorrow was created for you. You don't have tomorrow. You don't have yesterday. All you have is right now. So what God does is he gives you vision, and the vision more than likely goes against everything else. It does not align itself properly with circumstances and situations. When he gives you vision, a good sign to know it's from him is if the vision is too big for you, if the vision is something you can't do, and if the vision is going to require you to talk to other people. I don't know where we get this this arrogant attitude that we don't need people. One of the things that God does, I'm telling you, and he does it well. God has a way of he'll give you a vision that you can't do so that you can link up with people that you would have never linked up with. He has a way of bringing people together through the vision. So listen, when you don't do the vision, you're robbing yourself of the contacts and relationships that the vision was supposed to build for you. And you're robbing someone of their opportunity to walk out their destiny through you. Your vision should choose your friends. What you were created to do in life, whatever that is, will tell you who you need to talk to. It'll tell you who you need to be in association with. It will tell you where you need to be. It would even tell you what time you need to be there. Because when you begin to really feed what you're supposed to do, it takes over your life. And it will introduce you to the people that should be a part. I've heard it said many years, where there is vision, there's provision. Where God guides, he provides. And that provision comes in a number of faculties. It comes through people. There are people that are waiting for you to launch your vision. There are people that are waiting on the sidelines, waiting to get in the game. They can't get in the game because they lack opportunity. The only reason they lack opportunity is because you're still playing with fear, procrastination. Another reason we procrastinate, the bottom line is because of fear. You're afraid. You're afraid. But I come to tell you this morning that you have unseen help. You know, gas prices are probably the highest ever. The state of our economy is a mess. Everything is high. And I know there are a lot of people that are worried about tomorrow because they don't have enough money for today. That's real. That's realistic. You stating facts is not or does not go against faith if you're stating facts. Fact is, you don't have enough. Fact is, this thing is bigger than you. Fact is, you are afraid. But it's not the truth. Facts becomes lies when you're on God's side. Here, God takes a fact and make it a lie. Facts, Abraham, he was limp. But he sure had Isaac. He got it up long enough to get one off. I'm just glad to be alive. The reality is that when you're trusting in God, the reality is the vision is supposed to be bigger than you. It should scare you to the point that it causes you to trust him. And it's while you're trusting him, you're releasing faith. And it's at your release of faith that you release his hand to do the impossible. There's a confession that I heard years ago. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think years ago, over 20 years ago, I got this confession of faith. I think it was from Dr. Ivy Hilliard. But it's that God is raising up somebody somewhere to use their power, their ability, and their influence to bless me. I believe that. I believe on the other side of my fear, on the other side of my procrastination, there's a community that is waiting for me to release what I'm supposed to do. And faith brings us together. So the message this morning is real simple. He's going to make the impossible possible. And you don't have to be afraid because you have unseen help. Listen. Just you making it. And I get the gas price. I want to talk about this gas for a second. I really get the state of our economy. I get it. It's a lot. But 2 years ago, we didn't know if you were going to live the next minute. When COVID came out and people were dropping like flies, we were just happy to make it another day. Now that God has spared your life, here it is 2 years later, you're still surviving in this pandemic. You think he's going to allow gas to take you out? Money? No, man. He's got you. You've got to know that. You have unseen help. Some kind of way. I don't know how it's going to happen. And I think we build a false sense of security a lot of times when we try to project or predict on how he's going to do it and who he's going to use. I can promise you it's probably not going to be the way that you think it should be done. He's probably not going to use the resources of the people you think he should use. But he is going to do it. I was thinking, I think it was yesterday morning, I was thinking how selfish and inconsiderate and ungrateful we become quick. Now we've survived the worst time in our history. In our history, COVID is the worst time. And now you think gas is going to take me out? Gas. I would park that car, catch the bus or an Uber before I allow gas prices and not having enough to threaten me. One of the reasons we're full of fear and anxiety is we are too consumed we're overly consumed with what other people are going to think about us should we fail. You got to lose and shake that mentality, because it's not their race, it's yours. Another reason we're full of anxiety, fear. Here's why. We miss opportunities of growth by gaining wisdom from the lessons we're in, because we don't see the lesson as an opportunity to increase in faith. We see the lesson as an obstacle that we can't get through. So instead of walking in strength and courage, knowing that you have unseen help, you walk in fear and doubt. Your mind is always going to play tricks on you. Your mind is never going to be fruitful when it comes to keeping you encouraged. But you've got something in you that's greater than the mind. You have unseen help. And God is constantly trying to remind you that everything that he's promised you is going to happen. Every ounce of trouble that you're in, he's going to bring you out. How are you going to pay your rent and your car note and you're not even working? You had to take time off because and it's seemingly everything falls apart and it eats at your savings. You can never get ahead. Just hold on, soldier. Just chill out. What you're trying to save a lifetime to get, God's about ready to flip the script and he's going to give it to you in a couple of days. You know, it would have taken several generations to overthrow Pharaoh. Four or five lifetimes to overcome Pharaoh. Pharaoh was a system. It was a system of oppression sent to keep God's children in fear and anxiety. And what they couldn't do in generations to come, God did overnight. The Bible says that he hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and it was God that caused Pharaoh to chase his kids. And he was setting them up all alone to destroy them. And I'm trying to tell you, the enemies you see today, you're not going to see them no longer. Don't consume yourself with how he's going to do it. You just need to trust him. Thank him. He's going to get it done. I got this necklace on backwards. Y'all excuse me. I don't know why I did this. I like for stuff to be right. I don't care what it is. I want to share. In one of the businesses I have, the business was doing well and it started to plunge, right? And I'm like, all right, now what we doing here? Why are these numbers going down? And it wasn't that we didn't have the clientele. It's just that the price of living, the cost of everything began to rise. And we weren't making the profit that we should. Then I began to look at the coffee shop and I started noticing we weren't making the profit that we should make there too. So I decided, all right, it's time to raise our rates and it's time to increase our prices. And everybody around me was like, you can't do that. You're going to run your customers off. I have I don't want to say a board because it's not really a board, but I try to put myself in a position where I'm not making decisions solely by myself. So there's a organization that I'm a part of, and primarily with the coffee shop, whenever we're getting ready to make sudden changes or do something or add something to the menu, we go through different channels because they have the power to pull the stats and the demographics, and they're really, it's really a great organization. It really, really is. And it can save you from making some tragic mistakes. So I got ready to raise the prices, and I'm at the table in this meeting. I'm explaining, the revenue in the construction business, things have increased. In the consulting business, things have increased. And at the coffee shop, things have increased. And we are not seeing the profit that we should see. And I'm going to raise prices on all three businesses. And they told me, if you raise anything, don't raise your coffee prices. Well, one of the reasons I wanted to raise coffee prices, we were selling lattes, frappes for $2 less than what you would get at the average coffee store, at a Starbucks, or at some of the other local coffee shops. For instance, a house salad. You go anywhere, you're going to pay at least $10 to $12 for a house salad. We were selling that salad for $5.75. It's got eggs, tomatoes, lettuce, chicken, cucumbers. The plastic that it comes in, just one side, the plastic it comes in is $2. I'm selling it for $5.75. I'm not making any profit, but we try to keep our prices low based on the demographics that we serve. We serve high level, corporate America. We also serve low income people that ride the bus. We serve the homeless. Because they're homeless don't mean they're broke. Please believe. Some of them homeless people have more than us. So when we were talking about raising the prices, it was like, you can raise it on everything. Don't you raise it on that coffee. You raise it on the coffee, you're going to drive the business down. Well, I told him, well, I don't have to drive the business down. He's doing that on his own. Long story short, I prayed about it. I thought about it, and I looked at the numbers, and I raised prices straight across the board on everything that I do. And I'm like, how in the world are we going to make it out of this? Because when you raise the prices, now the clientele that you've built, they can't afford it, but you got to raise it in order to survive. Listen to me. I can't tell you how we made it through that. But little by little, business has increased. I don't know how. I cannot figure it out. And that's what I'm telling you. You've got to do the possible. You've got to do the tangible. You've got to do your research. Because you have unseen help and God is on your side does not relieve you of responsibilities. We are co-laborers together with him. We've got to do our part. You have got to work and do what's necessary on your end. I didn't sit back, fold my hands, and just say, I'm going to give it to God. No, I had to make some decisions. If my decisions had failed, I'd have went back to the table and made more decisions. So it's not as simple as I'm saying, but it is as simple as I'm saying. Sometimes you have to try a mirage of things because you don't know what's going to work. Here's the reality, y'all. Here's the reality. Nobody has the answers. People are afraid to say, I don't know, because we're prone to respond. The reality, some of the stuff that you're facing, no one has the answers. It's okay to not have the answer. You still have to do what you can. I started researching. I pulled up 5 coffee shops, 3 local, 2 national, and I began to do a price comparison. And I said to myself, my coffee tastes better than theirs. And that ain't me That ain't me bragging, but that's the truth. I'm telling y'all, you want some real coffee, you need to see your boy. I know my coffee tastes better. The public says, we took a poll on 2,000 people. 93% of them said our coffee is the best in this area. Did another poll, did some more stats. Out of 100 customers that came, we wanted to know who the best barista was. It was me. Why am I happy it was me? You better learn every element of your business that you can, and you better work it and know it and master it and do everything you can towards it, just in case you're put in a position where you have to run it. To this day, blessed to have a great staff. I have a great, always have. We had a few busters. But to this day, I'm the master barista. And I didn't give that title to myself. The people did. People tell me all the time, I don't drink coffee. That's because you haven't had mine. Most people that say they don't drink coffee, they're reminiscing of a memory when they had it and it was bitter, or they went to some gas station, or their grandmama or somebody gave them some bitter. Coffee is like wine. It's all kinds. It's all flavors. There's mild, medium, dark roast, whatever. My point is, I've worked myself out of a job. There's nothing at that shop that I can't do. When it comes to the construction company, when it comes to drywall, Pickett is the best drywall finisher. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Can't nobody fix a wall like me. And my work speaks for me. When it comes to sizing up a job, giving you the best price, the best rate, if you got a roof that needs to be done, my prices are going to be the best. Your house needs to be remodeled, my prices are going to be the best. You need a texture on your wall, ceiling, or you want new floors, my prices are going to be the best. How can I brag and say my price is going to be the best? I've done the doggone work. And this is what I'm saying to you. When you do your part, you start talking about advertising, geofencing, websites, logos, flyers, all that stuff. People ask me all the time, who does your print media? Me, my company, me, does it. It's the best. Let me show you what I'm talking about, because y'all think I'm playing. You think I'm playing. Let me show you. I did that flyer. That's my work. From my consulting and marketing firm. There's detail in there. Got people worshiping. In the back, there's layers on top of that. I picked the colors. I did the design. I'm a bad boy. And you'll say, oh, he sounds so arrogant. No, man, I worked hard to get to where I am. I put in the time. I put in the work. I'm a bad boy. And I didn't know how some of this stuff was going to get done. The lower third that you see on the screen now, that's my work. The picture that you see in the back, impossible. My work. I design my own stuff. So you can't tell me about knowing your craft, mastering your craft. You see that picture? You see that picture right there? Boom. That one. I did that. I'm doing my part. God is obligated to take care of me because I am doing, when I say I'm doing my part, I'm doing my part. You've got unseen help, but you got to do your part. You got to do your part. People call. I have clients. So people watch my TV show and they loved it. People see my stuff and they want it. So they hire me. Listen to me. When you hire me and you become my client, you need to know this ain't coffee time. Because I'm going to stay on your tail. Ooh, I can be something to work for. Ooh. Because the average person haven't had anyone to push them beyond where they are. And the average person wants everything said to them sanitized. I don't sanitize nothing. I told a girl yesterday, if you don't get your dirty hands off my stuff and do what I told you to do, I'm raw, I'm real. You need to be challenged. Your skin is too soft. This is why this generation is so, they get offended so early, so easily. I mean, you can't say nothing to them. And the problem with that is the very thing that you're going to need for life, for society. You need tough skin to survive this life. I buried one of my closest friends last week. Some of you might remember Toy Harris. You know how tough you got to do to live through that again? I done buried brothers, close friends. You know how tough you got to be to keep going through that and not crumbling? You know how tough you got to be to not lose your mind? And you have the audacity to tell me you don't like the way I said something? Get over it. You got to be tough. Life is not for the faint at heart. You're not going to make it if you're soft. Last Friday night, we did a musical. Maybe I'll share that. Maybe I'll share clips. We did a musical for Toy. Toy was a wonderful person, musician. We did a musical for him. And I moderated the musical. You know how hard that is? Let me tell you how I could do it. I've been here before. It never feels good. You never get used to it. I was raised in the school of hard knocks. Things didn't come easy. Everything that I got, I had to work for. I'm self-made. The government didn't give me no money. The only people that ever gave me anything were y'all. When I started asking for donations to help support what we do, you came through. I didn't get grant money, state money. I ain't no punk or no sissy. I didn't sell my body for it. Let me talk about that for a second. I don't normally address rumors. But I had a client in Houston. Tell me that a guy here said that Terrence Pickett was a homosexual or he hangs with homosexuals. Well, I love everybody. I don't care their sexual preference. But Pickett has always been a man. Never been with a man, never will be a man. It's not my preference. I love women's. And I didn't have to get delivered from homosexuality. That's just never been me. It's never been my vice. Never been something I was interested in or partook in. Not at all. It's just not me. And I'm not going to raise some religious flag that would make me look better than those that do. No, it's just not my thing. Do I have weaknesses? Of course. That ain't one. But you know how tough you got to do to live through lies and rumors and death and life and lack? Gotta be tough. You gotta keep going. There are days that I cry, but I keep going. There are days when I'm exhausted in and of myself. I get me some rest, drink me some water, get back up, and we're going to try this thing tomorrow. You got to keep going. And when you do your part and you put the effort in, listen, he takes your ordinary and he put an X on it. It makes it extraordinary. And you're able to do more through unseen help than you would by yourself. Now, many people will say, and I'm getting ready to wrap this up, many people will say, well, Pickett, you didn't do it by yourself. It was the grace of God. It was, but I still had to work. Grace meets you where you end. In other words, where your ability ends, grace makes up the difference. But grace don't create for you. Grace wasn't getting up 3 o'clock in the morning, going to the shop, making salads. Grace wasn't going out to a job site 4:30 in the morning after I leave the coffee shop to make sure that the guys had everything. Grace wasn't creating flyers because I had to do 100 by noon and it was 9 and I was still working on another job. Grace empowers me. Grace helps my creativity, but grace doesn't do the work. So I can't do it without his grace. But because of his grace, I'm able to do it. You got to work. Stop being sorry, lazy, apathetic, and indifferent. Stop looking for a handout and build the When the calls stop coming in that used to supply you with work, it's time for you to create another job. Some of you should have schools online. You should be coaching online. You should have books, magazines. You should have businesses. It's not for everybody. Some. And you can't get there, number one, because you don't want to listen to nobody. I've got a client in Charlotte. Owns 2 shopping malls and is building it out. And I talked to the client about putting a coffee shop there, building a drive-through and putting a coffee shop. I got to have the unit on the end because that can be the drive-through. And you know what they told me? Terrence, I think that's a great idea. Let's work it out. Why? Because I didn't play with her. Her husband. I gave him the raw truth. It was hard for them to receive. I knew after I got through talking to him, they was like, we can't have him. He too tough. Because I was challenging them to be more than what they are. And I did it in a way. I didn't take no excuses. And the problem with us, the reason we can't get to the impossible to be possible is that we don't have someone in our ear coaching us, pushing us. You think you're going to get it through prayer. Really? Well, let me help you out. Even Jesus had a coach. The Bible says that he carried that cross and he fell 3 times. And there was a black man by the name of Simon that carried it the rest of the journey, who helped him when he couldn't go further. You need somebody in your ear. You need somebody in your life who's not going to play with you, but push you and cause you to stretch beyond where you are. I do business coaching, business consulting, and I don't take excuses. And you're going to pay me. That's the other thing. Don't ask people to buy your product, pay your price, but you're not willing to pay for the services you need. You crazy. Have you lost your mind? At least 5 of y'all need to hit me in my inbox because you need me. You need me to coach you and consult you. Yes, you done tried to do it on your own and you can't. I guarantee you we get it done. I've got a client in Atlanta. Listen to this. I got a client in Atlanta. We just did a proposal for her to make $107,000 next year. Working 1 day a month. Facts. I've got a client that's making 6 figures, working 2 days a month. Facts. God makes the impossible possible by sending us people to stretch us, help us. You don't have the answers to your vision. You need a consultant, baby. What do I do with this? All right. I'm done. 5 of y'all, you know you need me. You need to hit me in my... I'm not going to play with you, but we're going to get them results. All right. You want to win, predestined to succeed. There's nothing that can happen to you today that the wisdom on the inside of you cannot handle. You got to calm down, slow down, sit down, be quiet, use emotional intelligence. Don't allow fear to drive. Fear is a part of the process. Do it scared. You got to be quiet and let wisdom speak. When wisdom speak, you will always win. Happy Friday, everybody. Make it a great one. Okay? Make it a great one. Be productive. Do something today you've never did before. I know what that is. Start on your next thing. It's time. Y'all have a good Friday. Happy weekend. Remember to think higher, speak life. I may be on another day, but you need these services that I offer. I've got everything you need. You have no excuse. Get your butt on. Get in line. It's time for you to produce what you were created to. It's not just spiritual, folk. It's not just spiritual. Some of you, your spirit life is fine. It's that natural life. You can't stick to nothing. You can't create nothing. You can't do nothing because you're trying to cut off the hand and get away from the one that God sent to make you better. I'm him. Hit me in my